What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhian Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday.
Do you have a shiver? That just sounded like you recorded that from an icebox. I'm a little cold.
I got really nervous.
What's up, everybody?
I got really nervous as if I've never done the show before and Noah's going to kill me.
We're in a different setting.
With the way I'm moving the mic.
You are moving it a lot.
I'm sorry. I'm going to place it in one hand. What's up, everybody?
It's unfortunate we can't do. He told us not to do it, but
I know I can't do the movement.
He basically just rubbed the mic up and down. And was like, guys, remember, don't do
not
this.
a lot of this. More
Not a lot of this.
Stabilize. He likes it. Anyways, we're still in Tampa, and we are recording from my hotel room.
Reporting live.
The show was great, and something that's great for us now and makes it really easy for us to be in different cities is the fact that Turo has now come into play, and a car has been dropped off at our exact location, a beautiful Jeep Cherokee it was this time around, where we then can use to go eat, go explore, get to the show. It's very convenient to have a car in a spot where you don't have a car, because now you can go wherever you want and you don't have to rely on anything else. And that's all thanks to Turo. Turo is the world's largest car sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want for just about any occasion from a community of local hosts across the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. You can book an SUV for a road trip or something easy and affordable for just getting around in, you know? We had a lovely Jeep Cherokee, love a nice Jeep. It was great for all of us. And you can even get a vintage car or something. Every trip is backed by liability insurance as well. Terms, conditions, and exclusions do apply. Find your drive. Forget boring rental cars at Turo.com. So go to Turo.com if you are visiting a place where you don't have a car and you want to book yourself a car. Go to Turo.com and check it out. Our show in Tampa was last night, and it was glorious.
It was great.
So much fun.
Just a heads up to all you beautiful people who came to the Tampa show. If this episode sounds super familiar to what you heard last night, no, it's not.
Yeah, pretend like you didn't hear it.
We can only do so much.
God,
you know?
how much material can we come up with
we
as
can only
artists?
be that genius.
Right, one time.
One time
and then we must
hours.
repeat it.
Yes.
You know, it gets tiresome being so funny on that stage.
But we're happy to be back for a Friday episode, even if we're in Tampa.
This man is huffing and puffing out of the corner of my ear.
Noah loves a deep sigh.
Yeah,
I do, but I don't think I was.
Noah,
that was a pretty deep sigh, but that you probably did it without even realizing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'd like to award Noah with MVP of the trips so far, but I'd also like to award him biggest head.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about this last night. His head. Actually, Devin,
we're the ones blowing it up, though.
We are.
We're really making him the star of the show.
We are. We can't stop talking about this man. But he's giving us a lot of material.
He has given us a lot of material.
Devin said before, it's the Humble Fans tour, but it's certainly not the Humble Noah tour.
You're acting like I'm like out here.
You're a star. I just gave you the MVP award.
I
We brought you up on
appreciate
stage at the end.
I know. But
you had your big moment.
When I get real drunk, maybe I was saying that last night. I'm like, maybe I get my head's a little bigger when I'm real
what's
drunk.
also so funny is, boy, do you just love to talk
When I'm drunk.
Yeah. Like
like I was thinking back, I'm like, I was talking a lot at dinner.
Like you ran that dinner.
I was like, I showed up and just took it over.
You ran that dinner.
The funniest part was it was us as a team, Marty, his parents, and Marty's cousin. And I turned to Marty's parents and I was like, Noah never talks this much. You were the head of that table, that dinner. You led the entire conversation.
I did. You know that Curb episode where it's like, you need the people in the middle.
Yeah, you're middling.
Right.
Middling. I was on the edge and I still ran the conversation from the end of the table.
From the end of the table. Marty always tells me I'm a middler. Like,
you got to be
you got to be in the middle.
You got to be a middle.
No.
Especially when there's people I don't know there, but I was just riding high.
Yeah, you were. It was a great time. The Tampa show was great. We've had a great trip so far. Beautiful theater.
Beautiful people. It was great.
It was great. Every trip so far.
Terrible weather.
No, I mean,
it was nice a little
bit in the morning.
No, but it monsooned the whole rest of the night.
But we have had.
Noah texted us. He said, "It's snowing?"
It was hailing.
Have you ever experienced
No,
hail?
I have. I just I was like, it, it's funny. But it looked like it was snowing.
Yeah,
if you looked outside.
Yep.
Yeah. Every stop that we've had has been great in its own way. This one was extra funny. And we told the story, but we'll tell it again because there's a majority of people who have not heard this story yet. So we flew out on Tuesday, and Fran, Devin, and I got to the airport earlier than Noah and Sarah. And Fran was like, hey, we can go to the Delta Sky Lounge because we have first class tickets, and that, whatever. Fran has her platinum card. I unfortunately only have a gold, and it's embarrassing, but whatever. I could have got the platinum. I signed up for the gold. I don't know why. Anyways, Fran's like, let's go to the Delta Sky Club. So I get denied with my first class ticket, but Fran can bring 2 people in with her platinum card. So she brings me and Devin in, and me and Devin are like rubbing our hands together like, woo, we're in the Delta Sky Lounge. Like, what can we take from here? So we went back for seconds. We had wine, and Noah's texting us. And
let me just say that you told me before, like we were at the office earlier that day, and you're like, let's go to the airport and get drunk, like before, let's have fun at the airport. So I'm like, all right, yeah.
I did have a blast at the airport. You unfortunately weren't a part of it, but I did get drunk.
I was like, where are you guys?
Yeah, and you know what? When somebody invites you to the Delta Sky Club, you can't say no. So Fran invited us. We went in. We ate our food. We had some wine, and this older gentleman, must have been in his 50s, came up to us and asked us for a picture. And a little while later, Fran gets a text from Matt James, and he's like, you're with my guy. And we got the picture of us with this man. So Noah is trying to, one-up us in the group chat to be like, oh, I saw Nicholas Hoult in the airport. He didn't.
Stock photo
from Google. You type in Nicholas Hoult Airport. It's the first one that comes up. Noah sends it to us. And we were like, well, I bet you didn't meet this guy. We send the photo, and Noah's like, who is that? We were like, oh, he won Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? We had this long, elaborate plan.
Yeah.
Another older man came up to us.
Yeah.
Around the same age.
Yeah.
Asking for a picture. And we told Noah he was the runner-up of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And Noah bought into this entire thing.
Whole thing.
Fran told Noah
But I wasn't impressed. I was just like, what? Like,
yeah,
why?
You were like, why are you taking pictures
We
of them?
weren't trying to impress you. We were just trying to, it was a long con.
We were trying to fool you. Yeah. And then Fran told Noah that they were doing a Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader live show the same night as our Tampa show. And Noah
they were going on tour like the dozen.
And Noah goes, oh, maybe that's why the tickets didn't sell out. They're going to the Are You Smarter Than the Fifth Grader show. And we did not tell Noah until we were on stage that these were just 2 random
Sarah,
men.
Or was Sarah also in the
Sarah did not know either.
Okay,
you guys both were not in the know of this. And it was just 2 older gentlemen who took pictures with us in the Delta Sky Lounge. And then ended up, the people next to us were like, who are you guys? They own the restaurant I used to work at when I was younger. It was a very bizarre, the Delta Sky Lounge felt like we were in Bizarro World. Like there was some weird things happening, but felt great. Just great leading into plane ride. As I'm talking, I'm realizing that Fran and I have not discussed which topics we were going to talk about on this podcast.
We didn't at all.
Honestly,
I'm just assuming
go over what we were going to talk about on this podcast.
I'm just assuming we're running it back.
We're literally doing the live show over.
We're running it back, and the weekly watch reports.
Yes, the Delta Sky Club.
The Delta Sky Club.
Yes, so when Noah asked us what restaurant we were at, Fran goes, tell him if he has to ask, he can't afford it. So I said that to him, and he goes, no, seriously, what's the name?
He was like, no, seriously, what's the restaurant?
And Fran sent back a voice note that said,
Le Delta Sky Club.
And he was like, fuck you guys. He still doesn't find it funny.
No, he's not laughing. So.
I had a great
We
meal.
laughed, and Tampa laughed.
Sarah and I had a great meal. The whole free thing didn't really, we were like, it's free. It's like, everything's free.
No,
because we expense everything.
But the Delta Sky Lounge food, the pasta that I had was magnificent.
I had some great sushi. I had a chicken sandwich.
Sushi airport.
Chicken sandwich, sushi. I had 2 meals.
You had a chicken sandwich and sushi?
I ordered chicken sandwich.
At the same time?
Chicken sandwich? No. Ate that meal. And I was like, I'm still hungry. Ordered from another restaurant.
You had airport sushi?
It was a sushi restaurant.
Never.
I genuinely think if you either order fish or spaghetti and meatballs at an airport, somebody should come out with handcuffs immediately. Like,
I would never order sushi at the airport.
I'm here today, and
yeah,
and it was
Thank
good.
God.
You have lived to tell the tale.
Good.
Thank God. All right, we'll get into.
He also
I guess,
got a bagel and used his finger to rub the cream cheese on the bagel. He fingered that bagel.
and he fingered it well.
And he rubbed that white cream.
And he rubbed that white cream all over that bagel.
That white cream all over that.
And I didn't know that Sarah was filming me, and then they played it at the live show.
Oh my God, Sarah filmed you? Oh my gosh.
Wait, what?
How scandalous.
What?
It was all caught on camera.
Oh my God.
Oh, well.
It's illegal.
She could go to jail.
Did you sign papers? Well, I feel like
Jesus Christ, we
we've
are
put,
funny.
We've put Noah's head in a pretzel right now.
I know.
He's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Are you gonna talk about the show?
He's
or?
just completely changed.
What?
What are you
just
talking
did
about?
talk
We
about
just
the show in the
did.
beginning.
Oh.
Show was great.
We said it was
Yeah.
great.
Venue
It
was awesome.
fantastic.
People were great.
We can't talk about it too much because we're redoing the show right
no,
now.
I know. Yeah. More like just.
We're redoing
Gabby
the
was
topics.
great. You had your moment. Is it really? Is it just because you want to talk about Gabby?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I was just
You're
gonna
right.
say.
You can have
I mean,
the
that was
floor.
the first time that I was brought on stage. It was a big moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to meet Gabby on stage. Well, you
Well,
met
we
Gabby
met
backstage, but you had your moment.
Yeah, we had our moment.
The moment's passed.
Moments pass, but it'll live on forever.
Yeah, you guys took pictures together that we'll have forever.
I did say during the live show, I'm like, because it crossed my. I was like, fuck, I didn't get a picture.
Yeah,
I
and
wanted to get a picture.
you were on your tippy toes.
I also. Someone in the crowd was the one who was like, "Noah, go on stage." I didn't just run up there.
No,
but
you were
we
invited.
also
You were invited.
we
on
called
stage.
for him to come up.
No, that girl did. She was like, "Can we see Noah go on stage with Gabby?" And
All right, let's give credit to her then.
it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
Right?
No, we
You
said
you allowed me. I was like, "Can I?"
That's not what happened.
No, I did. I was like,
Please, may I come up?
Papa, may I have some?
and then I
Please
ran.
give me my moment.
It's like it was like a scene out of a rom. I was running down the aisle.
You actually were, and what was
I was
great was
running down the aisle with my
there
hands
was a
up.
light, like the way
went
the
like
light,
this.
the way the light was hitting your shirt.
I wish they played that music that was like, dun, dun, you know,
I
like,
thought about
Or
that
honestly,
last
like
night.
even like the Breakfast Club, like final scene music, like
Yeah.
if you
The
and you're
music
just,
that was
you
playing
just-
was
you just
"Fantasy"
get to
by
the-
Mariah Carey.
Yeah, you just get onto the stage and you're just
you're sick.
Yeah,
Fist-
I didn't really
fist
know how to handle it. I'll
pumped
be honest.
into
When
the
I got
air.
on stage, I was like, I didn't want to look up. I was kind of like,
You've
don't wanna
never-
make
you-
eye contact with the crowd. Like, I don't know. I just got a little stage fright. Not stage fright, but just like, what do I do? Like,
You
I said that to Gabby. That was the first thing. I was like, what do I do? What do
you
I
just
do?
embrace it.
yeah.
And then
You also
I did,
got up and you gave her like a
I gave her
like a side
gave her
hug. I
side
was like,
hug
give her
because-
a real hug.
No, but my mind was always
Put
like,
some oomph in it.
no,
Yeah.
no. But I was like, we got it. This is still a show. So it was like, I was going for the hug, but like at the same time, like waving to the
Yeah, you
crowd.
were like,
hey everyone. And
we
then,
should do
yeah.
a curtain call at the last show.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Have Taylor, everyone
Yeah, like
come
everybody
out. We all
does a
bow.
curtain call.
and,
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we line up and bow together.
We
Yeah,
all
we
come
have
out
big-
at once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We play like
We
some music.
we should do like an encore, like it's over, and then,
Yeah,
and then we
yeah.
come back out.
One more topic. One more topic. One more
Oh, man.
question.
It's so funny. We do these shows, and it really is. It is truly such an ego boost. Like it does. The shows have been great, and they're so fun. And honestly, like it is such an ego boost. Oh, I left my room before to come here, and I walked out of the room, and housekeeping was down the hall. You know, she was a fair distance away, but she yelled, "Sir, what room are you leaving?" I was like, oh, darn.
You don't look like a sir.
Well, you know.
Did you respond?
Yeah, I just told her my room number.
She's probably like, oh,
I'm room 1001.
he has a high voice.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, it's good stuff. Funny
It was.
stuff.
You know,
fun
you
times.
gotta be taken down a few notches.
Yeah, take the good with the bad.
Next morning, just
Yeah.
sir.
The next morning, the next day, the next couple of days after show is a
Yeah.
real drop.
Yeah.
You're like, man, I'm up here, and then you just go,
I
boom.
think that's why none of us can sleep after the shows because it's
Yeah.
just like
Oh,
you're riding
100%.
high.
100%. I
Screams,
slept
you hear them in
awfully
your
last
sleep.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, same. I was tossing and turning
I
all
know.
night. Let's get into the topics.
We got a few.
We do have a few. We're going to start off with the Real Housewives of New Jersey trailer.
Yes.
Which
'Cause we can't fully watch it yet.
No, which was unbelievable. Like already this reunion, I don't even want to say it. Is it going to be more interesting than Vanderpump? Because we
I get
know
the argument.
We know what happened with Vanderpump already. You know, everything's out there. Yeah. Yes, we're going to see Lala and James rip everybody to shreds, and it's going to be great. But we don't know what happened with Teresa, Louis, Melissa.
Right.
Something weird happened.
There's a lot more hidden behind the
There's
scenes
a lot
drama.
more what's
them,
going on.
For sure.
Vanderpump, we know. Sandoval's a piece of shit. Raquel is a sociopath.
Yeah.
All of that. Like,
no, definitely. And even it feels like there's not this big drop of information. I don't know. Maybe there is going to be a moment in one of the other parts. But for New Jersey, just the trailer alone, like there were moments that you're gasping because you're like, what did she just say?
Yeah.
Like, and towards the end, Teresa's talking about hanging out with Jacqueline Larita, and that Jacqueline told her that Melissa and Joe are the ones that put her in jail. Like, it's just crazy stuff. Truly crazy. And oh God.
And we're talking about jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's serious shit.
You know what put you in jail? Yourself.
You didn't pay your taxes. That's what put you in jail.
Fraud.
Teresa.
Fraud put you in jail.
Yeah. Honestly, great point.
Yeah.
Her blaming somebody else for being put into jail when they didn't fucking pay their taxes and they avoided paying money they owed and also lied about their income and they were frauds. You put yourself in jail. Yeah. Andy screamed in the trailer, "Let him talk." Mixed reviews about that. I love when Andy gets involved.
Same.
You know what I mean? He knows everybody the most. He is Bravo.
Yeah.
So when people are like, "Ugh, I hate when Andy gets," what do you mean?
No, I love
the host screaming at the people at the show. With Vanderpump telling James, "Sit down." Like, somebody's got to get a hold of these maniacs.
I know. My favorite part of the Vanderpump reunion, part 1, was that he had to get up to like stop James from approaching Sandoval, and he knocked over all of his cards, and he just went, "My cards."
Yeah, it was honestly really sad.
Like,
oh, my cards.
My cards.
No, the reunions are great these days. But you know what
oh God, I'm very excited.
I'm so
very
excited for New Jersey.
Like, it just feels like we're getting a lot of action. I know that the season kind of ended on a weird note because there's the big drama, and I'm just, I have firmly felt myself move more and more to Melissa and Joe's side. The reunion, just the trailer, like pushed me over the edge, and a lot of that solely comes from just the fact that Louis really freaks me out.
Same.
He really does. I don't like his vibe. I don't trust him. I just feel like he's shady.
I agree. And you know what? This is more of like a psychological thing, but isn't it weird that, like, for example, with Vanderpump, everybody's on one side. Everybody's on Ariana's side. If you're on the other side of it, I don't know what to say to you. But it's weird when it comes to Teresa and Melissa, where the sides are so split. Like, if you look online to the reaction of whose side who's on, it really is like down the middle of people siding with Teresa or siding with Melissa.
And I've seen polls on like fan accounts that
it's
people
always
are
like in the middle. And it's weird that like everybody's brain can think a certain one way or the other. Like I don't know.
I'm just
with
so
reality TV. I am always cautious of everybody on the show,
for sure,
right? Like,
for sure.
You may sway one way, right? Like, oh, you know what? I'm swaying towards Melissa and Joe, but like, do I fully trust them either? No,
I do think
like I think they're all shady.
They've all done stuff.
I think they've all done stuff. I think they're all shady. It's more just like
nobody's perfect,
right? Exactly. That, I mean, if anybody filmed other people's families' lives, can you imagine? Like, you got to think when you watch these shows and like people listen to our show, like, imagine if your family shit was, you know, it may not be as bad as, or maybe going to jail, but
and
you never know.
Even
everybody, this aunt says this and this aunt says that, and everybody's got a side, and it's like, but everybody has a little piece in doing something wrong. It's just like, who is the worst of it? Louis scares me.
He does.
Louis has a look on his face that makes me worried for Teresa.
If a look could kill, truly.
Right. Makes me worried for Teresa. Like, genuine. I'm just like, I don't trust this guy, and I don't know what's going on. And I don't know what happened in that trailer, but something big happened.
You know what else? You know what other reunion trailer looks could kill? Lindsay. The Summer House reunion trailer. Whew. She is throwing daggers to the other side of that couch. And I was like, I have never seen that look on her face before. Like, that was frightening.
They all just got to go their separate ways.
I know. And I am so invested in kind of what Andy teased when he came on our show, especially for both, like, whatever they have planned for Summer House and whatever they have planned for New Jersey, that he did make it seem like everybody would be happy in whatever they have planned, because they got to figure something out. From what we could see, Melissa and Teresa refuse to be in the same room together. So I don't know how they're going to film a show.
Isn't it crazy though with every show right now? Like for a while there was a lull in Bravo, and now with everything we're seeing, Vanderpump, Ariana will not film if Sandoval and Raquel are, or she may have said that or something along those lines. Melissa and Teresa will not film together. Teresa doesn't want to see Melissa's face anymore. And then you get Danielle and Lindsay, who fucking hate each other now. Everything's coming to blows, and also all the shows are ending at the same time. Have the shows on at different times. What are we gonna watch now? It's all coming to an end. All the reunions are on. Summer's about to be here. We're gonna have nothing to fucking talk about. What are you doing?
I know.
Air it at different times. Too much at once right now.
I know.
Taking it all in, but we do enjoy it.
It has been a good run. This
Bravo is just on
beginning of 2023 has
run
been
right
quite
now.
a run. It's almost, and also I feel like I've been seeing that they're campaigning for Vanderpump to get an Emmy, which is wild because, and I saw them talking about it with I think maybe one of like the executive producers and Lisa Vanderpump, that it's like, you know, it's a double-edged sword here because this is coming at the expense of real people and real people's emotions, but we can't argue with these ratings.
Yeah, it is tough because it's like, we're awarding people for having affairs.
Exactly. It's like, let's Sandoval, give that an Emmy.
Yeah, like, and then Tom Sandoval's head is gonna blow up. He's gonna be like, I have an Emmy.
I know.
We all have an Emmy for what I've done.
Exactly.
Raquel, that sicko who's smiling while watching them talk. Crazy. Now, we had our show last night, and the reunion was on at the same time. Thank you for the people who came and missed the reunion.
Yep.
I did not have a chance to watch the reunion yet because we had our show, came home, now we're recording in the morning. Have not had a chance to watch the reunion. I'm going to watch the uncensored version on Peacock, which I'm very excited about. I've seen a bunch of clips. Obviously,
uncensored, by the way, genius idea from Peacock to do that.
Obviously,
and
James
Bravo.
and Lala are eating everybody up with their words, and also James is getting, getting out of his chair. But it's actually, I haven't watched the whole thing, so this is just what I'm seeing from clips. The way Raquel is smiling while watching them film this is genuinely sick. Like it's wild. I don't know if it's a nervous smile, but it's not one she should be doing. She shouldn't be doing the smile, because when Schwartz is talking about how that kiss is liberating and she's like blushing, like
it's weird.
It's sick. It's actually sick in the head.
No.
And Sandoval's crying, and James and funniest clip I've seen so far, actually besides like the worm, all that, was when James and Lala looked at each other after Sandoval did his apology, and James goes, "I didn't buy that," and Lala goes, "Didn't even listen to it."
Yeah.
And I saw someone write, when you and your coworker leave a business meeting, leave a company meeting, you're like, wasn't listening, don't buy it.
Yeah, no, they were definitely a little duo hitting their marks for sure. So yeah, we'll have to keep watching.
Yeah, obviously, there's 3 parts, so there's going to be even more that unfolds with that, but can't look away from Bravo right now.
We have been traveling so much, and the easiest way to get around in a lot of these places is by car. And it's so nice with Turo to be able to have a car right there, drive wherever you need to go. We've got a bunch of cities that we're still going to, and we know that if we need a car in any of those cities, we can just use Turo. It's the world's largest car sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want for just about any occasion from a community of local hosts across the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. So like I said, we got shows coming up in Denver. We got shows coming up in Minneapolis. I'm saying shows plural. We have a show in Denver and we have a show in Minneapolis. But if we need to get around, we know we can use Turo. We use it in Tampa. It worked marvelously. It was great. Had our Jeep Cherokee. Got to do everything that we needed to do. So you can even maybe you want to mix it up a little bit. You can even get a vintage car or something classy for a special event or photo shoot. Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Find your drive. Forget boring rental cars at Turo.com.
This was a funny topic that we talked about in our Tampa show
Like
that
all
I
the
thought was
other
very
topics.
funny. Yes, just like we keep repeating it. We have talked about all this before, but surprisingly, new takes have come up as we talk. Which
And
we shock.
you never
us.
know what comes out of our mouths sometimes. Right. And on top of that, opinions can
shock
change.
us.
Yeah, whatever that means. We shock ourselves.
Yeah, we do.
We shock us.
We do.
Yeah. Joe Jonas apparently cried his eyes out when Nick Jonas got the part on The Voice.
The part of judge on The Voice.
Got the role. Got the judge mark.
The judge job.
I can't even form words anymore. Sometimes I'm like, what are words? Like,
I know.
you ever start speaking like on stage last night? I had one of those moments out of body, where I was like, oh my God, I'm on stage right now. Like almost like had a panic attack. Like I was like, come back into it. Like we were crushing it. And all of a sudden I was like, I saw myself almost on the stage and I was like, oh, come back in, shove it back in. I was like, what is going on? We're on a stage in front of a crowd, you know? And then you're talking we talk so much. I'm like, what are words? What is even coming out of my fucking mouth? Yeah. That is a podcast. Truly, that is a podcast. Yeah. What do words mean? What are words? What do we even talk about? Who gives us the right? Continue.
And that's the end of today's episode.
And there's a balcony right there.
Yeah,
and
that's just the end of today's episode. The Jonas Brothers were on Armchair Expert Dak Shepard's podcast, and it's great. It was a great listen. I listened to it on the plane, actually, on the way to Tampa. And they were just kind of talking about like competitiveness between the brothers,
the bros.
You know, and Joe really was like, you know, I have to admit this, like, and I think he said that they were at a Fleetwood Mac show, and you know, Stevie Nicks is on stage performing, and he gets the news that, you know, he didn't get it and that he just cried his eyes out. Landslide Blades just cried his eyes out, and that sucks because we were joking, you know, he did Australian The Voice, so it's like he was a judge on that, felt like he paid his dues, wanted to move up to the USA, and Nick just jumped right over him, just leaped right over him.
A leapfrog.
Leapt right over him.
I feel like Joe would be better, honestly, than Nick.
They're both, I mean, Nick was very good. I only ever saw like bits and clips on TikTok and stuff of when Joe did it, but Joe is very funny and very entertaining.
I feel like Joe's more charismatic. What are your thoughts?
You know, you
on
can
that?
argue for both.
What do you think her thoughts are on it? She's a Nick girl.
Yeah.
I was more just to the group.
I think Joe's very charismatic.
Yeah.
They are very funny. So, but it was just, I guess you kind of forget that they like
You're
actually really have to
so
compete.
loud into the mic. It's just so loud.
so
It just
loud
sounds
into
like
the
an
mic.
ocean right now.
Am I?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not the fan?
No, it's you.
I'm breathing that loud.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God, how embarrassing. I'm literally
when you're not talking, it's right under your
I'm
nose.
literally out of breath from talking, like just too much. I'll leave it away, but not to brag to Joe Jonas, but I have been fortunate enough to cry my eyes out to Landslide live.
Yeah.
Same.
The
We all
three of us have. And sorry, Joe, it's even more special in person.
Yeah.
I have the clips. I can send it your way.
Yeah.
If you ever fucking talk to us ever again.
He was at the concert. It was in person.
Well,
He
Harry
cried
Styles
his
wasn't
eyes
there.
out like it was like he was at a show.
Oh, I thought he
and
was
he
just
got
like
the news.
Oh, I was picturing Joe Jonas sitting at home with his headphones in, listening to Landslide, crying his eyes out,
No, I think
which
it
is
was
a
like he
way
was
better.
literally at the show and got the news.
Honestly, I feel like he's
Oh.
just crying because like we cried. during
Yeah,
that. Like,
Landslide.
I don't
That's what I'm
think
saying. I
that's 'cause
cried
of
my
the
eyes out at
voice.
Landslide, and I wasn't upset. It was just so beautiful.
I think that's really the joke.
Yeah.
You know, it's the moment is so it
Yeah.
all hits you at once.
Oh my God, the story is way better if it goes, I was at home with my headphones in and I got the news on
That
an
is
email.
not the story.
And
Queued it
I
up.
put on Landslide and cried my eyes out on the toilet.
That is not the
That's
story.
a way better story,
Yeah.
Joe.
I know.
Come on. I thought you were a
They
showman.
also revealed that
I can't
they
stop
both
picking my dry
auditioned.
feet right now. Sorry.
They both auditioned for Fierro and Wicked, neither of them got it. Jonathan Bailey got it. But like,
They're not the best actors.
that's tough. They're not terrible. And in a role that is like a musical, they could do a great job. Joe has not done as many Broadway productions, but Nick is a Broadway star.
He got his start on Broadway.
Nick is a Broadway star. He's been was the lead in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. He's like,
He's
it's
the
not like
Broadway kid.
Yeah. I would think Nick would have a little bit of a leg up in that situation, but maybe they didn't think that they could really sell the chemistry there for the role, and they went with Jonathan Bailey from Bridgerton.
Unfortunate.
It's probably better that way, that neither of them get it
Yeah.
when you're going for the same role.
Do you think it's almost...
Or is it like we have a better chance of at least one Jonas getting the role?
This is like the theory I have with sports teams that I'm going to now compare to the Jonas Brothers. Do you think that Kevin feels how a team that doesn't even make the World Series feels, where you're like, I don't even have a shot, I'm not upset? Whereas like the two teams in the World Series, one team is going to be very upset. But if you don't even make it to the World Series, you don't even have the chance. So Kevin's always on the outside. Like, I didn't even have a chance at being a judge. Yeah, like, I'm just happy.
Yeah.
I'm just happy I'm on a team.
Exactly. And I think Kevin's
Happy I'm
got...
still in the league.
Right.
Yeah. Like
I got
Kevin's
my
his
verified
own
check mark for being like a minor league baseball player.
I think Kevin is so happy with like his life that he doesn't need the other stuff,
I can't stop
I know.
breathing, snorting. I'm a mess. And I love it. I love it. I love being on tour. I'm a monster. Sorry. Literally last night, I was like, what am I going to wear to Denver? The show, like, I didn't even fall asleep yet. And I was like, what's Denver's outfit? I'm too excited.
Too excited.
I'm excited for Denver.
I wish everyone listening can come to a show. Like, I seriously wish we could have every single listener we've ever had, put them in a room. MSG?
Well, this is a show in and of itself.
That is true. We are putting on a show right now.
Everyone's just listening in their own room.
I just like to see the beautiful faces.
We do.
It's so nice to see everybody in person.
We do.
And get to meet everybody. And everyone is always so nice and cute. And everyone always has the cutest names. Like, I'm always like, what's your name?
You did
and
say that
just
last
has, like,
night.
the cutest names all the time. I'm like, so fun and different,
Yeah.
Skylar, Chloe, Ciela. Like, I'm like, whoa. CL. Sorry, CL.
She's my good friend from college. She knows.
Oh.
She did tell us that.
Okay, yeah.
There's just like,
yeah, there was a very cute girl named Jeannie that you were like,
Jeannie.
That
Like,
Jeannie was the one that you were
just,
like, everybody has such great names.
They just, and everybody has like a nameplate these days. It's just so in, you know. I wear one too.
Wait, what?
A necklace.
nameplate?
Like a necklace.
That says your name on
nameplate.
it?
Yeah, it says your name.
Oh yeah, one girl's her necklace said Taco Bell.
Oh,
Not her name, but
yeah, that's not her name. But I know what you mean.
I did say, "What's your name?" to one girl, and she's like, "This," and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "I'm like, what?"
Yeah,
and
nameplates.
And I looked down. It's her
They're
necklace.
very in. I have one. It's tangled right now.
Should I get one?
All right. Well, we're gonna do weekly watch report. So we're not gonna talk about the TV stuff because we're just gonna talk about it with weekly watch report.
Yep,
so should we get into it?
We shall. Okay, it's time for the weekly watch report. Before we jump into that, always a reminder, stay energized with Proper Wild. Yes, Rhea, do you have something to say?
No, I'm just. This is my energy from Proper.
I thought you were raising your hand that you had something to
No, that's
say.
just me being energized.
Yes. Okay. We
Clearly, I need a Proper Wild because it looked like I was raising my hand.
No preservatives, no artificial sweeteners, no horrible chemicals. Just a natural tasting energy shot with clean ingredients that work. We need a little Proper Wild coming off a show night into recording again. Get that energy you need. Go to properwild.com/barstool to try Proper Wild for 30% off.
All right, welcome back to the weekly watch report where we talk about the things that we watched in the past 500 weeks because we haven't done the weekly watch report in a while. I have cut down my list. I am just doing the new, or not really the new, but I don't have a very long list going right now, which is I have watched a bunch of stuff, but I'm just the ones that I really want to talk about or like want to hit.
Yeah.
Number one, I rewatched A Walk to Remember, and that used to be my favorite movie when I was younger, although it is very sad. And I cried my eyes out from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. And because you know what's going to happen.
That is truly the movie that when you are in the mood to cry, watch something where you're just like, God, I want to watch something sad. I feel like I need a good cry. always. That's the best pick. I truly like. People could argue for The Notebook or like some other movies, other Nicholas Sparks things and such. But A Walk to Remember gets you every time.
There is no way somebody could watch that movie and not cry. I would challenge anybody to watch that movie and not cry.
Take a long look in the mirror if you're not crying for that movie. You're missing a part of your
You got to
soul.
ask yourself some questions. I watched Love and Death on HBO and
Max.
Oh, sorry. I watched Love and Death on Max. Ew. I saw somebody tweet and said, I've been calling Freeform ABC Family still. I'm calling HBO Max HBO.
Peacock tweeted
Or I'm
that they
calling
would
Max HBO.
Peacock tweeted that they promised that they wouldn't shorten their name. They wouldn't drop the first half of their name.
As a joke, they should have just went cock for a day.
Yeah.
Hey, we'd rebrand cock.
April Fool's joke just to be like, Peacock is now cock.
I watched Love and Death on Max. Ugh. I only watched the first 4 episodes because I was FaceTiming with my parents.
Starring Elizabeth Olsen.
Yes, starring Elizabeth Olsen. I FaceTimed my parents and I was talking to them about the show, and my mom was like, they did this show already on a different platform. And I was like, no, they didn't, Mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would they
No, they didn't.
Why? Because she gets a lot of things confused.
Yeah.
Like,
what was the classic mix-up with the actors?
Oh, Austin Butler and Miles Teller.
Yes.
And then, what's her face from Tell Me Lies? Why am I blanking on her name? Tell Me Lies. Come on, what's her name?
Van Patten.
Yeah, it's Grace Van Patten. My mom tried to convince me that was Shailene Woodley's sister for a very long time. And I said that, no, it's not. And she was like, yes, it is. And I was like, it's not. So when she started telling me that they already did a show, the same thing that Love and Death is about on a different platform, I was like, no, they didn't, Mom. And I was getting like snippy with her.
Yeah.
She was like, you just watch. Look it up. I'm telling you they did. Sure enough, she was right. Candy on Hulu is the same exact show as Love and Death.
Yeah, starring Jessica Biel.
It's the same story. It's a true story about
based on the same
couple in Texas with a church, and there's an affair. Somebody dies. It's based on the same exact people, but Hulu just did it a year earlier, and then Max did it.
Which is
why would they do that?
Feels like a friends with benefits, no strings attached situation.
It just doesn't make any sense. So I stopped watching. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
All those is literally the same.
And then once
thing.
I looked up the other show, I realized how it ended. I know it's a true story. And then I was like, all right, whatever.
I know. And normally I feel like that happens with true stories. I put that in air quotes for no reason because it is a true story. But where one platform does a fictionalized like dramatization of the story, and then another platform does the documentary.
Yeah.
And like that comes out at the same time. But this is 2 legit shows.
It's like when Netflix and Hulu both did their own Firefest documentary.
Yeah.
Somebody has to win.
Yeah.
But you didn't even watch the Hulu one, so I don't get why you stopped watching Love and Death. It's not like you've seen the other one. Like,
no, but I'm saying when I looked
that's
up...
a good point.
No, when I looked up the Hulu... The reason I watched the show in the first place is because I didn't know the story. But when I looked up the Hulu stuff, I like read what it was... And I was like, all right, I'm done.
It's over.
I got all confused. I was like, I'm done. I lost my interest in this. I watched Bupkis, the Pete Davidson story. Now, I'm having the same problem with Pete Davidson. This is just a bunch of me complaining. I am having the same problem with Pete Davidson that I'm having with Lil Dicky.
Yeah.
We get it. You're Pete Davidson. Oh my God, I'm so goofy, Pete Davidson. Why do girls like me?
Yeah.
Because they hear you have a big dick and you're funny, Pete. That's why. You know why. Like, stop acting like you don't know why girls like you.
Yeah.
It's annoying. it is. Like, I'm somebody who used to love Pete Davidson, but like, it's
at the end of the day, you just been overexposed.
We all have been overexposed.
Yeah, we've been overexposed to Pete Davidson.
And Pete, we've seen
we've
this
been
before.
Overexposed to Pete Davidson acting as Pete Davidson.
We saw The King of Staten Island. We get it.
And I feel like
You
that
live with
really
your
was
mom.
his like SNL shtick too.
All the time is Pete Davidson being Pete Davidson, and then Pete Davidson going, I don't know why people like me.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up, Pete. Okay? The show was fine, though.
Moving on.
Anyway. No, the show was fine.
Yeah.
I watched it for what it was. I stopped watching Dave.
Because
Little Dicky was getting on my nerves of like, I'm Little Dicky. I'm trying to make it as a rapper. And it's like, you made it. We get it. You made it. And you say you have a weird dick.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. Moving on. Sorry.
Sometimes I just appreciate your passion so much. I don't have anything really to combat it with. I just have to tip my cap, you know?
These are takes I've been sitting on for weeks now.
Yeah, it is true. It is true.
This
It's
was
been a
3
while.
weeks ago I told you
Yeah.
about this feeling I was
You have.
having about Pete Davidson.
Yeah,
And
you have.
in the taxi ride to the
And
DC
your opinion is
hotel.
it's only gotten stronger because you haven't been able to let it
right.
out.
I've just inside.
It's just been building.
And it's been trying to
Snowball
come out.
effect.
Like, God, get over yourself. Be proud of who you are. Whatever.
Yeah. What
Clearly
else?
you're proud of who you are.
Yeah.
Moving on.
What else you got on there?
Air. Great film.
Yeah, great film. Great flick.
Great flick.
Great flick.
That's it.
That's an A. No, I'm still going.
No, I'm talking about like nothing. No, like
No, it's a great flick. I mean,
great
we
flick.
know what
Yeah.
happened. It's Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
Nike. The shoe's great.
Yeah.
Great flick.
Matt Damon, fantastic.
Yeah, Ben Affleck, good actor.
Yep.
Matt Damon, good actor.
Yep.
They're all good. We've seen it
Great
before. That duo, they are successful. They wrote that movie Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah,
and
they
took
do,
off.
They do know what they're doing.
They do. They are creatives. All right. Sorry. I got all indigestion from Pete Davidson. All right. I went back to The Bear because remember the first time I tried watching The Bear,
Oh yeah.
I went back to it. I'm interested. I got caught up. I never got to finish. I watched 3 episodes, but
I'm glad you went back to it.
I am. But like now
season
I'm
2
like,
coming soon.
yeah, that's why. And I'm just
But
like,
now you're sad.
but now I'm sad. Like what happened between the two of you?
Yeah.
So sad.
Wait, what?
Him and his wife broke up.
Oh,
Remember?
Who cares?
Yeah.
We're talking about the show.
No, I know, but
Okay,
I'm just
well,
like
she's
I haven't
just saying
No, I
that
know,
that's
I
what
know.
her
But
thoughts
But like,
attachment
I
to
haven't heard
them.
about like what do you think about the show now? You
No, I
watched-
like it. I like chef shows, and I just probably wasn't paying attention the first time around. John Mulaney Netflix special. I was excited to talk about this one. I was never really a John Mulaney fan, and not for any other reason besides I never watched anything he was in.
Yeah.
So I just never like got into John Mulaney.
Yeah.
But I loved his Netflix special, and I loved it.
His
because-
most recent one.
His most recent one about him going to rehab, because it was a story. Like it wasn't like, when you watch a comedy special, they have bits. It's like they'll lead into each different bit.
Mm-hmm.
His was just a long story about him going to rehab and his intervention and all that. But it was hilarious, and he's like so self-aware of like how he used to act and like him thinking like some of the stuff he was saying. I was cracking up. Like he was like the most like. I'm not going to say it like him, but he was basically alluding like the most humbling thing for him was that nobody in rehab knew who he was. And that when you get to the circle and you're like, he was like, I was trying to be like, I'm John M. And they were like, what do you do? And he was like, I realized nobody knew who I was. And he was like, I got the paper and I opened it up because it was in the news I was going to rehab, and he was like, I opened up the paper and like put it on my bedside just so somebody could see that it's me.
Yeah.
But it was very funny. I really loved it a lot. I appreciated it a lot. It was good. And then I rewatched The Hunger Games. I haven't watched The Hunger Games probably since it came out in theaters when I went to go see it 3 times.
The first one.
The first one. For some reason, I was very attached to the original Hunger Games movie. I saw it in theaters multiple times and then never watched it again. Like,
Yeah.
never watched,
Interesting.
and then never watched.
Never went back to it.
the sequels.
What?
I never saw the sequels.
Mockingbird.
What?
I've never seen Catching Fire. I've never seen
Mockingjay.
Mockingbird. Jay.
Jay. I don't know if I've
I've
seen it.
never seen the sequels.
Catching Fire?
Oh, I watched White Men Can't Jump, the new one with Jack Harlow.
Boo.
Horrible.
God.
I didn't even finish it.
Why don't you ask Marty how he feels about it?
Marty, how do you feel about it?
He said he kind of liked it.
It's not terrible.
Oh,
Well, no.
Oh,
just 'cause Marty said he kinda
because
liked
the guy in the other room is yelling that he kind of
that
liked
take
it.
just
he
went
went
from,
horrible.
I turned it off. Didn't even
Well,
finish
I did
it.
turn it off, and I was like, this sucks. But if it was just like its own thing, I'd be like, all right, this is whatever. But knowing the first one, having seen the first one, it's like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah,
well,
why would
that's
you
the
make
risk
this?
you
I
take
had
when you remake a good
rewatched-
movie.
Yeah.
I had rewatched White Man Can't Jump a week before, forgetting that this movie was coming. So it was too close in time,
together.
where I was like, oh God, this is awful. Like I genuinely didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
And that's what I watched, guys. Sorry.
No,
I
you're
didn't grade
good.
a single thing.
You're good. You know what? It's okay.
Whatever.
It's all in the report.
Yeah, that's my report. Selling Sunset too is on there.
Yeah.
We're not grading today.
We're not grading today.
Selling Sunset
Too much. I can't.
Selling
can't
Sunset,
handle
you know,
it.
you watch in one sitting, which I did on like last Saturday when it was pouring rain in the city. And it's just, I don't know what they're going to do with that show. Obviously, they're going to have another season. I liked the addition of Brie. I think she's good on the show. Chelsea has her moments where I'm like, yes, I like her. And also sometimes where I'm like, you're trying too hard to like be Christine's replacement, where you're, you know, bringing the one-liners and things like that. They just so clearly, it's just, we have said this, it's just like the fakest reality show that exists. And it was just so clear why they brought in Nicole, what her reasoning was going to be on the show, needed to be the one to go at Chrishell. Somebody's got to go for Chrishell. I do wish we saw more of Chrishell's relationship. They didn't show that much of it, but I know as it is funny, I am one of those people that still really enjoys like seeing the houses and stuff. Like the houses are really cool. And,
No, I would say that's one of my favorite parts of the show.
Yeah, like you still get
because
to see
it's so fake otherwise.
It is so fake. The one scene that everyone's been talking about that obviously was like the most explosive was on their trip in Palm Springs when Chrishell accused Nicole of being on drugs. And, you know, Nicole went and got a drug test. She called her lawyer, like all really ridiculous. But the funny thing was,
Lots of breathing.
she said crackhead.
I'm still doing it. I'm gonna leave it down.
Yeah.
Let Fran talk about this.
She said, like, you know, you're acting cracked out. I don't know, something along those lines. I forget what exactly the line was. And the extreme level of drug as the night went on just like dropped. You know, it was like, oh, well, she's not doing this and this. And they landed on like, well, I know she does mushrooms. And it was like, really? Really? That's what we're going to nail this girl for? That she occasionally does mushrooms?
Does a couple of shrooms every once in a while.
It was just,
it's actually good for you.
I know. It just really,
Okay, Joe Rogan.
yeah. It just really was like, even that was kind of, it felt so played out. But there were just funny things that honestly, sometimes the memes and the tweets that come out of Selling Sunset are better than the actual show. Either making fun of Jason and Brett or the clothes that they're wearing, or just the fact that Jason really had a love affair with Aperol spritzes after he came back from
So funny.
after he came back from Europe.
There was a tweet that Comments by Celebs reposted on their story, and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting who the tweet was from, but they wrote, I knew I was a sick fuck when I could tell Jason and Brett apart, which made me laugh so hard. Speaking of the mushrooms thing, we never talked about
Short Kings.
We never talked about Sandoval being like, my dream is to like do mushrooms and watch the sunset. It's like, bro, you're 40 something years old.
No, he's yeah.
Like, come on.
I know.
Get it together.
I know. He's a weird.
I'm not
guy.
judging anybody for doing shrooms once in a while. Your ideal way of bonding with your loved one is, you know, if you guys go do that one time, like, but like, man, like, can we just take shrooms and watch the sunset together? It's like, what?
Yeah, no, that would not be.
That's not.
It's just weird. He's just so freak.
He's just weird.
He's just a freak. What else did I watch? I watched. Oh, we need to talk about Succession.
Oh, oh my God, I have Succession on my list.
Succession episode 9.
All
We're
of them.
Almost
We
at the
haven't talked
end.
about any of the
We're almost at the
episodes.
end. Honestly, like, I've gone back and forth because it is so good, and Kieran Culkin, like, give him the Emmy. He has been so
He
good.
deserves it.
The funeral scene, oh my God, like, truly so good. He was so good that whole episode, but it does feel like there's so much more to be resolved, and there's only one episode left. I just feel like some things were moving kind of slow, but it's just, it's the back and forth in my mind of like, I know that this is so well made and the acting is so good, but part of me wants just like fast-paced, ridiculous drama, and it's just not. It's moving a little slow, but the scenes are so good.
I agree with you. When you said this, when we talked about Succession last time, you said that you were like, you know, the show's about to end. Like, where is it going? And I was trying to give Succession the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, oh well, there's so much. You know, we have a couple episodes left. The finale is 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it'll come. I'm now with you. It's fantastic acting, right? Hot take, it's just a little slow for me right now.
Yeah.
I haven't been as into the episodes as you know what there's
No,
always one part
believe
of the
me,
episode.
I get what you're saying there.
There's
I
always
just there
one
hasn't been
part
like
of
a
the
big
episode.
jaw-dropping moment.
Right. There's always one part where you're like, holy shit, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah.
But then the whole other part of the episode, you're just like, what's gonna happen? You know? And now that there's only one episode left.
Yeah.
I disagree. I thought the last few have been like amazing.
I'm not arguing that they're like bad, not slow. It's just slow, not necessarily bad.
I don't know. I don't think it feels slow to me.
I'm just
I like Kendall's like becoming his dad. Like
right, but I thought there would be more shebang. Like, I mean, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. If you have not watched Succession, I'm about to give a major spoiler. Devin, are you making it louder just in case you watch Succession? Tell me when you're good. Give me a thumbs up. All right. The ending of the first season, Kendall kills somebody in a car accident. Okay.
Yeah.
That was insane. That was jaw dropping. That was like, holy fuck. Logan died this season. Yes.
Yeah.
That also was shocking. But I feel like to end the show, you need another.
And I'm sure we'll get one.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's true.
We'll see what happens. Honestly, I haven't been. I just hit the wall with my nail. I just haven't like been that. Joe and I rented Super Smash Bros. The movie, animated movie. Yeah. It was cute. Like it was, it's a kid movie, but it was cute. And you know that he's Jack Black's biggest fan, so he's playing Jack Black voices Bowser.
I was gonna say who's Jack Black, but
yes, and so there were a lot of laughs at all of Bowser's parts. He's got this song that's really making waves. Peaches, 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 peaches.
I gotta watch this.
It's cute. It's cute. It's like not anything crazy. I enjoyed it.
I like all those characters though.
Yeah, it was really nothing crazy. I finished a lot of my network shows that I don't really have too much commentary on, but we're coming to an end on these seasons of the Chicago shows, and I'm interested to see what goes down there because like some of the actors, I'm like, are they coming back? Are they not coming back? Drama there always. Grey's Anatomy finale was great. No spoiler alert for Grey's Anatomy. I can't believe I'm saying that in the year 2023. If you're still watching like me, but you haven't gotten to the last episode yet, skip over this commentary right here.
Skip over this.
Here comes the commentary. It was about freaking time that Joe and Link figured their shit out. I've been waiting for it for multiple seasons. And I thought they were not going to give us their moment. They finally did. It was a great moment. I've been waiting for that moment all season. It was just like, give me this
who's Link?
moment. What?
Link?
Yes.
Is
Link.
he a newer character?
Yes.
Okay.
And they gave it, but it's also, I know fans are frustrated because it's like, is Meredith gone? Is she not gone? She's back at for the finale. Now she wants to flip her research. Totally, she wants to like basically rewrite all of the Alzheimer's research that exists in the world. Like basically, she like was saying that past doctors were wrong about how they thought about Alzheimer's. So she's gonna have a lot to do. I'm guessing she's gonna have to come back to discuss that.
A lot of research.
A lot of research is left to be done, and honestly, I feel like that's really what I've been watching.
Because we're so caught up in Bravo, and we've
So caught up in Bravo. The Summer House, I'll mention the Summer House finale did make me sad, just because I'm sad to see Lindsay and Danielle act this way, and to see Danielle like really break down on the floor crying like this clearly is very much affecting her, and I think she's probably regretting her reactions, but Lindsay is just it just feels a little heartless.
Whenever somebody throws out a sweetheart at one of like their so-called like best friends,
yeah.
I'm like, what? Also,
I would just never do that to somebody that's like
that was supposed to be my best friend.
Supposed to be your best friend. Literally my brain just malfunctioned, but
I think it's okay to stop being friends with people, right? Like in your life where you maybe move on and you go,
Totally.
that person was in my life at a certain time and, now they're not anymore, whatever. But I also think that when you reach a certain age and you are a full-grown adult, you should be able to have conversations with your friends that don't end up in this situation between Danielle and Lindsay.
It just really felt like neither of them could hear each other's side.
Right. And somebody's got to give.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to show a little compassion.
Yeah.
I understand Danielle in some ways. She didn't handle it right. We talked about that. I don't think she handled it the right way at all. But then Lindsay,
it's got to have a little sympathy.
No compassion of thinking, why is Danielle acting this way? You know what I mean? There's no like give and take.
Yeah.
And so I think it's okay for your friend to be wrong sometimes and then forgiving them and still being friends.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like
totally.
If Danielle fucked up the way she reacted to that whole situation, it also is on Danielle to recognize, and also Lindsay to recognize her actions. So I think neither of them are recognizing any of their own actions, and none of them are giving and taking a little bit. Like, I acted like this and I apologize, but you hurt my feelings in this way. Like, there's no adult conversation happening whatsoever between the two of them. So I just don't think that's
I agree.
Gonna last.
I couldn't agree more. So we'll see what happens, like we said, with the reunion. That's basically all I got. Noah, what do you have?
Okay, I'm not gonna specify episodes and stuff because it's just it's been too long. But I'll just talk about the shows. I did watch the most recent Dave.
Is that the Met Gala one?
Yeah, and
I heard people say it was good.
I mean,
a lot of celebrity cameos.
Exactly. That's why
that's the whole reason why people think it's good.
My camera
It just took a picture of you.
Yeah, it keeps turning off. I don't know why. There we go. I mean, yeah, that's why. It's cool, that they kind of recreate. I don't know how
he's a one-trick pony.
Yeah, it is. Also, why was I don't like David Dobrik was in it, and every time I see him, I'm like, he just turns me off.
Yeah,
man. But I don't know how they did it in terms of if they actually shot at the real Met Gala or what, because it looked very real, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
So yeah, I watched Dave. It's fine at best. Love and Death, I have to catch up on, but I like it. I'm a big fan because I think both of them are great actors.
Who's the male lead in that? It's Elizabeth Olsen.
What's his face? He played Landry in Friday Night Lights.
He's a great actor.
Oh, he's married to Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah. And now he lost he gained so much weight for this role. It's crazy.
It's so he looks so different.
His last name starts with a P. Maybe?
Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, he's really good.
Okay, what else do we got?
I did watch the first 1 or 2 episodes of White House Plumbers with Woody Harrelson. Good. Very funny.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's very funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Put that on my radar.
Yeah. I started The Mother with Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I got to give another shot. I was just like, this is so ridiculous. Anything she does, I just can't take seriously for some reason.
It's interesting.
Like it's a serious, it's not a joke. It's not like a rom-com.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
She's not, I don't know.
That makes sense.
She doesn't do that often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watched a couple episodes of that show, Accused. Barry has been really good. That's coming to an end. There might be 1 episode left. I don't know. That's very good. I'm surprised you guys aren't interested in that. So
I've told you many times that I do watch Barry. I just haven't gotten to this season.
I don't know, yeah.
But I do watch Barry. I've watched every episode of Barry leading up to this last season.
I know. I can't believe you're just
haven't watched yet.
They're so quick and easy,
I swear to God, Bravo is taking over my life. It's an illness.
It is, and then and soon it's all going to come to an end.
It's a disease, and honestly, when it all ends, then I'll have so much more time in the summer to catch up on
other things.
On those things.
Other thing would be Silo on Apple TV. I think I mentioned it last time before you guys cut me off.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But yeah,
sorry, big dog.
That's
sorry, little bro.
That's pretty entertaining. I don't know where it's going, and I'm very confused. It's kind of in that Westworld realm of you're not really even sure what's going on, but it's good. It's entertaining. I don't think I'd recommend it to you guys.
I was gonna ask that,
or
next.
probably a lot of the listeners. Honestly.
He's like, actually, I wouldn't recommend this show at all, but I
like
fine.
it, and it's
Okay.
entertaining. But yeah, I think that's all. I'm sure I'm missing stuff, but I think that's it.
Okay.
We'll be more intact next time.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well,
Sport.
when we're not in the studio, it's a different feel.
Yeah. And that's the things we watched. All right, our trip is coming to an end in Tampa. We're going to be wrapping up here, and we are going to have to return our Jeep Cherokee, and they are going to come pick it up for us. Turo is going to come here, pick it up. They also came here and dropped it off for us, making this experience of booking a
Seamless.
car in a different state, different city, seamless, easy, ready to go. Turo, once again, is the world's largest car sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want for just about any occasion from a community of local hosts, across the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. So, Denver, we're getting Turo.
Coming for you.
Minneapolis, we're getting Turo. We will be booking our cars there, and we will be exploring the city with those beautiful cars. Maybe a vintage car. Maybe it won't be a Jeep next time.
It's also a reminder that I do love driving. You know, you drive, but I don't drive as much.
I drive all the time, so
Yeah.
Franny gets a hold of a whip.
Exactly,
She has a good
exactly.
time, but she's safe with
Love
it.
to
Don't
see
worry.
what we got.
You can even get a vintage car, like I said, or something classy for a special event, which we are classy people, so maybe we need to get something classy next time.
Yep.
Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Find your drive. Vroom, vroom. Forget boring rental cars at Turo.com. Do you have one more thing? I have one more thing.
Maybe I'll think of something while you're talking. But
It's a very
as of right now, no.
very quick little thing. Pamela Anderson did a collaboration with Frankie's Bikinis that I thought was really cool and timely. This was weeks ago, honestly, but we never talked about it. And I thought it was very cool. And then I had a thought. She should have been the cover of Sports Illustrated or one of the covers this year. It just was timely. Like Frankie's Bikinis collab, have her wear the bikinis for the Sports Illustrated cover. You know, somebody should have put that out there.
That was a really good idea, and I'm surprised that of all years it was not executed this year.
Right, just because it just felt like with the collab, the
Yeah.
documentary, she was having this whole like year that I was like, man, that would have been cool. Obviously, you know, the people who were on the cover this year
Yeah.
were great, but that was my one more thing, very quick.
Oh, I do have one because our long national nightmare is over. Alex Earl and her friends did get
Thank God.
a place to stay.
Thank God.
In Italy. They found a villa, not just any villa, but the fucking Taj Mahal in Positano. Thanks to Airbnb, came in to save the day.
Thank
I
God.
mean, you knew that was gonna happen, but whew, thank God. We were worried. She was stranded on the streets.
I was going to give up my hotel room in Tampa to stand in solidarity with
I was
her
ready to
for
start.
not
I was
having
ready
a
to start a
room.
GoFundMe.
Yep. I felt so worried for this girl.
What would be the odds that this was all like an elaborate thing planned by Airbnb? Like, just fake that you're there, and then we'll save
Wow,
you.
I never
That's a
even
good
thought about that,
marketing
but
plan.
that would be pretty genius.
Yeah.
It, although I don't know if they could outwardly go at booking.com like that. Like, I don't know if Airbnb could be like, okay, you have to share
You have to
what
say
the
it's
listing is,
booking.com, yeah.
because I don't know if they could necessarily do that, because Alex, she did post like,
yeah.
we booked on booking.com and we got duped.
And in the best way possible, Alex Earl and her friends strike me as the type to like get, just because they seem funny and like
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
things happen to them, they just strike me as the type of group of friends that would show up somewhere and their place doesn't
Yeah.
exist, you know?
Yep. But like I said, thank God, they're okay.
We can all sleep soundly
you know,
at night now.
and it looks like the fucking nicest place.
So
I've
cool.
ever seen.
So nice.
If you're just one of her friends, like along for the ride, what a joy.
What a treat.
What an absolute treat.
Just
you
a
were-
bunch of turtles.
If
Just
you're
a treat.
her,
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
What a treat.
Obviously. But if you don't have to like do anything,
Right.
like there's no like posting, there's no sharing, you just get to fucking stay there.
just happy to be there.
exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We love you guys so much. Hopefully everyone has an amazing long weekend. If you have off on Monday.
Oh, happy Memorial Day weekend, guys. Summer's here.
Yeah, summer's here. We do not have an episode on Monday.
No.
I'm sorry. We
It's a
do have
holiday.
off. But we will be back on Wednesday, and we love you guys so much. Thank you to everybody who came to the show.
Love
and
you
is
guys.
coming to future shows. We love you, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.